disappointment to not be able to get full 3 points, because felt like the performance, especially in the first half and large parts of the second half, deserved it.
Absolutely. It feels like 2 points dropped rather than celebrating, the 1 point that we took away. We were dominating, creating chances. It's just, yeah, it didn't quite happen for us today. But there are a lot of positives to take away from today. I thought we were great in the first half. Obviously, started the second half really strong and got a goal. And then, someone like Broja coming off the bench making a really great impact as well. Reece James had another fantastic game. He's unplayable at the moment. But yeah, we just didn't do enough.
I suppose that like Abby said there, a lot of positives to take from it. We saw a lot of players that got minutes on the pitch, and Graham and Potter, I'm sure, have learnt quite a lot about a lot of those players from their performances this evening. Add to the fact that we have still got 4 group games to play. We've still got to play Salzburg again and Dinamo again. Obviously, it means that perhaps there's a little bit more focus on the 2 games against AC Milan to get a positive result in at least one of those to put us in a stronger position. But in fairness, you don't win the Champions League tonight. You can't lose it tonight, and probably was a must-not-lose rather than a must-win at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. And like we said at the break, he's definitely learning a lot about his team and the pressure of the Champions League. Like we said, we've dominated that whole game, but Champions League, one chance, Salzburg, they were buying for that one opportunity. You saw how much it meant to them as well. They still do have quality players. They brought off players off the bench that made an impact as well. And I think it was, I don't want to go back to that moment, the Kovacic tackle, because we didn't really see the replay, but it did look like a foul. I think the players probably thought of that and thought that was a moment that the game was going to stop. Obviously, we know how the Champions League is, and if it goes on, you just have to play to the whistle. So it's unfortunate because we did dominate the game, but there's, like Abby said, there's so many positives to take from it.
Absolutely right, there is. And obviously, the second half started extremely positively, and Chelsea did set the lead through Raheem Sterling. This one, Raheem Sterling with a typical Raheem Sterling goal. First goal under the Potter era. Yeah, lovely. Cut inside into that right foot and just whips it into the far corner. Deserved that. His new wider role tonight has made him dangerous. What a strike as well from Terry Fleurs. And that turn from James to evade pressure, the movement from Mount to create a wide overload, that finish from Sterling. Yeah, it's very true that there were a lot of parts that seemed to be sort of working together and coming to create something very special. And we do have to, we did say at half-time, and I'm not sort of just reiterating that for the fact, but we do have to be patient. It's only a couple of days into the Graham Potter regime, and there's a lot to learn, there's a lot of changes to be made, but you can see certainly in patches tonight what he's trying to put across, and certainly what we'll get in the next couple of months.
Yeah, it's going to take time. Obviously, as Chelsea fans, we'd like to see results immediately, but that's not always how it works. Raheem kind of playing in a slightly different role, but that goal from him was brilliant, the way that he placed that. So we're seeing sparks of what's to come from Graham Potter's kind of new regime, and that's exciting.
Raheem Sterling is going to be a player that we're going to lean on quite a lot this season. He's an elite footballer. I think he's only the second player after Wayne Rooney to score over 30 goals in European competitions or something like that. I think that came out this evening. He's gone ahead of Paul Scholes and Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard, Andy Cole on the list of players, British players that have scored goals in the Champions League. He really is. This is a competition where he has thrived for years and years, and previously in Premier League as well. But for Graham Potter to have a player of that ability and that calibre that can produce you a moment of magic early on in his regime is quite comforting, I suppose, while he's trying to get his message across, to know he's got special players that can do things like that.
No, definitely. And we've said it before, that Raheem Sterling, that was for me one of the best. I'm not saying that just because I'm a Chelsea fan, but he's one of the best signings of the summer window, because he's still in his prime, still at a young age, and he still wants to achieve a lot more. We saw in his interviews when he's talking about coming to Chelsea so he can keep that spark in him to achieve more. He's going to be one of the senior players now, have that responsibility of taking the youngsters and teaching them the ropes, and he's doing that in games like this. He played in a position that he might not be as used to, but he thrived. Like that tweet said, he was thriving in that wider position. He was creating chances as well, half chances that he could have even had a few more in today's game as well. So yeah, he's a brilliant player, man.
It's quite a lot for the players to take on as well. We talk about, from a fan's perspective, how draining the last 7 days have been. For a player as well, it's quite a lot. And it did feel maybe there was a little bit of sort of over-exertion towards the end of the game when the changes started to come in and they're a little bit more sort of fluid. And Pat Nevin mentioned on commentary about it feeling perhaps the game needed a little bit of change before it did come. I suppose we do have to remember, we are only a month into the season. There has been a lot of change in the last week or so, so it's quite a lot to take on board, and it's not an excuse for the season at all, because obviously he'll be disappointed not to take all 3 points, but it certainly is an element. We are at the start of something. This is a progressive thing that will get better as weeks go on, so it's quite a lot to expect from tonight. And I hesitate to say, but maybe in a couple of months' time we'll look back and go, do you know what, the performance was more important than the actual result tonight, and there's quite a lot you take from it.
That's what I'm hoping it'd be, one of those games we look back on and it's like, OK, that was the start. It's the foundations that we're building on, and hopefully we're going to go on a run from here, and there'll just be positives that we're talking about. I can definitely see it. I can definitely see the players have got a lot more confidence. It just feels frustrating today, doesn't it, not to get the 3 points? But
it does, and it's frustrating when you feel you're the better team for a large part of it, and perhaps feel a little bit hard done by maybe that. You know, the sort of slice of luck doesn't go your way, or even the Broyo chance right at the end. I think, you know, probably on another night he rips that in the top corner. Like there's moments that maybe it just doesn't quite fall for you. But there is also the element of we've got 3 weeks off essentially now, 3 weeks for the manager to work with the players on the training field, for everyone to get a little bit more comfortable and sort of appreciate the new surroundings and get used to everything. You'll learn quite a lot from tonight, and probably you'll learn a little bit more from not getting 3 points than if maybe we'd have breezed past Salzburg, won 4-0, and it feels like everything's right and rosy again.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's always lessons to learn, but one of the biggest things that I learned from today's game is the fact that, yes, we conceded a goal in a time where we didn't think we deserved it, but the reaction, you know, we were in their half for the rest of the game, and you can see the urgency, the energy from the players. Loftus-Cheek came off the bench and he was creating chances, you know. Gallagher was getting amongst it as well. So I think that's a very big positive, because in recent weeks we haven't seen that type of energy when we've conceded goals. So if that's the type of mentality we're going to see moving forward, then it's definitely a positive moving forward.
So true, isn't it? Yeah, the last few games, it's like as soon as we've conceded, it's just, you know, head down. I don't think we thought we could get back in the game, but tonight we were fighting right up until the final whistle, weren't we? So,
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Yeah, a lot of positives to take from the season. Unfortunately, one positive that we can't take away is that we haven't swerved the trivia. It's been remembered, so we didn't get a chance to do this at half-time. So this was the trivia question we were given before the game. Which player ran from his own half to score for us versus Austria Vienna in our 1995 European Cup Winners' Cup campaign? Now, I'll be absolutely honest.
I did the answer. I'm joking.
Is that right? Yeah.
Slightly embarrassing. We didn't have a clue. We really didn't. You know, even to the extent we were trying to pluck out names that we thought it might have been. We didn't. However, Abby, you were very kindly tweeted the answer.
I was. So thank you to Keith and to Sidders, who both tweeted me and gave me the answer, which I'm now going to take full credit for.
Hang on, we don't know this is definitely the answer.
I believe in them.
We could have been stitched up here.
They seemed very, very sure.
Keith and Sidders, they sound a little bit...
Yeah, hang on a minute.
I'm not sure now, I'm not sure. OK,
They said John Spencer.
OK, let's have a little look, shall we? Yes! Never in doubt.
Keep the Sidders.
Come on.
Known Sidders a long time. Great guy. Here is the goal. What a goal it is as well. It's absolutely gone.
He's gone.
At that pace.
Oh, my word.
Driving forward.
Finished sits the keeper down.
That is...
What a goal that is.
That composure, I do love that.
And I tell you what, in a baggy shirt and shorts as well, like a parachute almost dragging him back.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, don't touch me. I'm invincible right now. Do you see me score?
The old Gianfranco Zola's about him as well.
Yeah.
Shimmy to the right, fantastic finish. So, yeah, thank you to Keith and Sidders.
Thanks for the help, because we were useless.
Yeah, good work. And to be honest with you, you can help us more often, actually, as the season goes
please.
on. Lots coming up this week, of course. No match action for Graham Potter and his Chelsea team for a couple of weeks now, but still plenty to keep you occupied on the fifth stand-up, including the Under-18s Premier League Live at 10:55 on Saturday morning, and then on Sunday evening, highlights from the Women's Super League. WSL kicking off this weekend. Make sure you get involved with that. Come on, you Blues. Very, very exciting. So I suppose a lot of positives to take from tonight. And I think that is the element, isn't it, Abby? That it's a positive opposition. It's a positive start to what is a brand new regime at Chelsea.
Yeah, a positive start's all you can ask for, really. Hopefully, just the exciting first step in a new chapter. We'll look back on this and we'll remember it.
One word to sum up tonight.
Exciting. I still stand by that. I still stand by that.
You can go exciting as well if you want, mate.
Yeah.
Is there an echo in the room?
I was trying to think of a synonym, but it's gone away.
The fact you've got synonym off the top of your head is a good word to be fair. Fair play, because I wouldn't have got that. I'd have been here forever, mate. I'd have been flicking through a book. Thesaurus, something like that. Beginning. That's a good one.
That's the one.
Hey.
Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, the Graham Potter reign has begun here at Chelsea. 1-1, points shared, but there's a long way to go until Istanbul. We'll be there. Don't worry about that.